Sophie, I'd like to start a little bit of, everybody's talking about, of course, COVID-19 and about the current situation. How do you feel and how was this year for you? Because you have spent almost 2 years in Italy now. The first year was a normal year, but this year was very different from the first one. Can you explain a little?
Yeah, of course, it's difficult situation. But I think us in the professional football world, we are quite privileged. All the tests that we have, and yeah, all the protocols to protect us. Yeah, but of course it's strange that you don't know if you can play next week because either one from the team or yourself can have the virus, or the other team that you're facing. So I think it's about taking one day at a time and yeah, get the best out of it, and then we'll see what happens. That's the thing I have tried to do during this year, because there are so many things that you don't have control over. So my approach is to, of course, take care of myself and my teammates and people around me, but yeah, see what happens from day to day.
Because the spring was really hard, especially in Italy. It was a very tough spring just for Italy. It was the most affected country in the beginning in Europe. That must have been pretty tough for all of you.
Yeah, it was hard to experience that. I went home because the club said, okay, we could go home when the country went into lockdown. So I was actually home for 2 months in Denmark with my parents. But I really thought a lot about Italy and the Italians, because it was a really tough period, and so sad to hear about the difficult situation and all the deaths. So hard time, but I think Italy has gone through it so far, and of course now it's worse again, but better than in the spring. So hopefully it will continue not to be as bad as in the spring.
Yeah, all of us hope that it goes away as soon as possible, of course. Let's speak about Juventus maybe in the beginning. I looked at the webpage of Juventus when I prepared for this interview and yesterday, and I thought, wow, this looks so incredibly professional. You have a beautiful website, and I guess that all the other things around the team are as beautiful as the website. Am I right? It looks really amazing.
Yeah, that's also like one thing I really like about being here is how professional it is. Also, the women's, our team, the female sector it's very professional, and I really feel that Juventus wants to have a good women's team and a female sector, and that's really nice to experience. We have like so many people working around the team, nice training pitch, good gym, and so many people who are dedicated to help the team. So I really like that Juventus is focusing on the women's sector too, not just the men's teams, but that we are one club and it consists of both men and women and girls and boys. So that's nice to experience.
I think that after what I've read, this is almost the philosophy that you mentioned now, that this is one club, a men's team and a women's team, but there's no difference. Of course, there are some differences, but basically there's no difference.
So, yeah, like, can you repeat the last part?
The resources that you have and everything. Of course, there's a difference. The guys, Cristiano Ronaldo earns apparently more money than you do, I guess. But otherwise, there are not so many differences apart from this important thing, of course. But you have a lot of resources to your disposal.
Yeah, and that's I think that's what all women have been asking for so many years. That okay, we don't get as rich as the men, do, but we want also the resources, the things around the team to be good, so we can develop as football players. That's the most important thing, that we have those good facilities every day, and that people are taking care of us. Lots of physios, physical coaches and stuff. And then, yeah, the salaries are definitely not as high as the men's, but now it's fine with the good facilities. That's the most important thing.
And you have a match analyst. I saw that on your webpage. And that must be the first time in your career, maybe, that you have a match analyst for a team. National team.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, national team. We also have a match analyzer, but yeah, first time in a club, it's like that. That it's only one person working only with that part. So yeah, that's amazing.
You have been around quite a little bit. You started in Denmark, of course, and you were playing together with Pernille Harder. I think she's 1 year younger than you, maybe, but you're almost...
No, same age.
Same age, exactly the same age. Okay,
yeah.
And
same
Pernille,
year, born same year.
You played in Skobakken in Denmark together, and now you have a move to Chelsea and Juventus. How did that happen that you came to Italy?
Yeah, it went quite fast. I had been in Sweden playing for Vittsjö for 4 months, and yeah, my contract ran out. Yeah, and Juventus, they called my agent in December, middle of December, and asked if I could be interested in joining Juventus, because they had an injury in the midfield. So that they missed a midfielder. Yeah, so I went. I was in Ghana at that point in Africa, but I came home and went directly to Juventus. And yeah, I felt already in the airplane that okay, this could be a very good opportunity for me. So I signed actually quite quickly after I arrived. Yeah, for half a year, and then yeah, I saw how it was in Juventus during that half year, and Juventus looked at me, of course, evaluated on me, and then we decided to extend the contract for 2 more years. So yeah, it went quite fast, but it was the right decision for me.
Italy was it always in your thoughts, or you had several countries where you might play football? You have played in Spain, obviously, as well, and in Sweden, and of course there's Germany and France and England, which have very good leagues. But Italy, of course, is something special. Italy and calcio, or football, is something very emotional, isn't it, for everyone who's interested in football?
Yeah, I really feel that people have a lot of emotions around football here, and that's very nice to experience. I think there's a lot of attention around also women's football. We have like 2 fan groups for our team, and they follow us around Italy, and also when we play Champions League, they go with us. Yeah, so that's really amazing to experience that passion they have for football. Yeah, it's much more than what I have experienced before. So that's really fun.
One question that I had is in Sweden we have the average spectator at a women's football game is male, and it's almost my age. I'm in the end of my 50s now. That's the average person who goes to a women's football game in Sweden. How is the spectators? How would that look in Italy? Without being exactly, but
yeah, I don't know actually. But one thing I have been thinking about is that it's all ages, and both men and women. So it's children, boys and girls. It's people at my age, boys and girls, and people at your age also. Like, so it's different ages, I think, and different gender. Yeah, I don't know really know what the average is, but I think it's lower than what you tell it is in Sweden.
Okay. In Juventus, you have in the prima squadra, it's called in Italy, in Italian. You have quite a lot of Scandinavian players, and maybe that is the similarity to Pernilla Harder's Chelsea, because she also plays with a lot of Nordic players in Chelsea. And you have someone from Finland, you have another Danish colleague or teammate, and you have 2 Swedes. What language do you speak in the team? With 10 foreigners in total.
Like we speak a lot of Swedish, or I speak a lot of Swedish with the Swedish players and the Finnish player. And then we have like the foreign group of foreigners. We speak a lot of Italian because some of the foreigners can't speak English. And then also English, because of a lot of the Italians they speak English very well. So I think during a day I speak 3 different languages. Plus Danish sometimes if I call people at home. So that's fun to try.
How would you compare the Italian league? Because the Italian league is pretty. I think you're among the 6 or 7 best when you look at the UEFA's coefficient, or what it's called. You have 2 spots in the Champions League, but there's still a bit to go. I mean, Juventus obviously started a women's section in 2017 and won the championship directly, and you never lost the championship since then with that team. So that's amazing. But in the Champions League, we played Brøndby. That you weren't there when Juventus played Brøndby 2018-19 and lost a very tight game, 2-2 and 0-1 in Denmark. And then you lost to Barcelona last year. And Barcelona obviously is one of the top 5 teams in Europe already. But I guess that you want to go there, don't you?
Yeah, it's the goal of Juventus. Always, every tournament you participate in, you want to win. I think, of course, the club knows that it's maybe not this season we will win the Champions League, but it is what we are aiming for. And I'm very excited to see this year Champions League, how we are compared to the top teams in Europe. Because last year, of course, we faced Barcelona, maybe top 2, top 3 in Europe. And I think they scored 4 goals, I think, against us. I think we have our defensive structure is good. It's hard for teams to score against us. But of course we have to develop all over the pitch. And I hope we have developed a lot since last year, so we can. We are closer to the top teams now in Europe, but we will see. I'm very excited to see. It's difficult for me to say sometimes to compare the different leagues I have been to, but I hope we are much better than last year.
Obviously, yeah. And there's so much happening in Italy, and I read that, I didn't know that actually, that there's a rule that the very traditional and big teams can buy themselves into smaller teams. So like a couple of years ago, Cuneo Calcio became Juventus, Brescia became AC Milan, and Rio Roma became AS Roma now. So many things are happening. All those other Italian teams, they're also coming. They're also going to push you and to be your hard competitors. So that's going to be better, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the league is developing very fast. The top teams, men's teams. Okay, it's just.
You're back.
Yeah, okay. Now it helps that all the big teams in men's teams in I think we will see only this league. It will develop a lot the next years. Right now we are actually an amateur league, but I think from next year or maybe 2 years to come, it will be like a professional league, and that will make a difference for the club. And then I think we can attract even more international players. But last year it has been incredible how many national team players from different countries who have arrived in Italy. So I'm excited to see how it looks in 5 years.
Yeah, you have Linda Sembrand and Lina Hurtig from Sweden, for example, two amazing national players.
Yeah.
You played 1.5 years ago at the Allianz Stadium, and of course you know what I mean. You played against Fiorentina, and you scored a goal in front of 39,027 people. Tell me something, just a couple of sentences about that experience. I saw pictures of you, and that pictures are amazing.
Yeah. Very big moment, special moment for me. It's the first time I have been a match winner in a game, senior game. So yeah, it was a good game to choose, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm not the one who scores every game, so so I was very happy at that moment. Yeah, almost got tears in my eyes when I scored. And even now, when I see the videos and pictures from that game, it gives me goosebumps. Yeah. So yeah, amazing.
These are moments that you never forget. Those very special moments in a career. I talked to Lynn Williams from the United States a couple of weeks ago, and she told me about her goal when she scored in the extra time, 123 minutes and 13 seconds, the equalizer in the championship game. That was like the same feelings. It's so special. Yeah. You played, let's go to the national team. You played Italy not so long ago, and you played many of your teammates. I looked at the lineup that Italy had against Denmark, and they had 8 players of Juventus on the pitch.
Yeah.
Could you go safe home afterwards, after that game, to Italy, after you beat Italy with 3-1?
Yeah, there hasn't been any problems. The girls here have been very nice. They know that I'm playing for Denmark at that moment. Yeah, so no bad feelings. Of course, they want to win, and they want to win the next games, and that's how it should be. But no, we are teammates again now, and we're having a tough opponent this week that we focus on. So yeah, I hope Juventus. I hope Italy will also qualify for the Euros, because it's a good team as well.
They might do that. You play Sassuolo on Sunday. That's the top game of the league, isn't it? They are in number 2 right now.
Yes, yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting. But you're going to the European Championships with Denmark, and congratulations to that. And you played a fantastic European Championship in 2017. I was actually at the game in Rotterdam when you beat Germany with 2-1. That incredible game with the rain the whole night, and then the game was postponed to the next day, the semi-finals. And that must also be one of your best memories of football. The silver medal in Holland.
Yeah, it was one of the, I think, top point of my career so far. It was a special tournament for me because I started on the bench in the first 4 games, I think. I just came back from my concussion at that time. So for me, it was amazing to be there. And then we got an injury in the semi-final, and I came in and I played the final almost the whole game. So of course, like a special tournament for me, but a very big moment to be in the final. Yeah, also for me personally, because I had been injured for so long with my concussion, and then to be able to play that final, that was a very big moment for me personally, as well as for Denmark.
Of course, I have to ask that you had this. For those who don't know, you had an accident when practicing with FC Rosengård a couple of years ago, and as far as I know, you fell and you hit your head on the ground, and you got a concussion. And is this over now, or are you still experiencing some issues with that?
No, I don't think I say anything negative with that. Of course, I'm very focused on my head, and like for some months ago, I was in a smaller car accident with one of my teammates where I got a whiplash, and I felt it immediately, and I knew that okay, I will not take any chances at all, so I wasn't playing the next game. So I think I've learned a lot from that injury, and that I really have to take care of my head. But I go into headers, I go into duels and stuff, and I don't have to sleep a lot as I had to the first 2.5 years. So I will say that I'm over it now.
Of course, you're a very experienced person, and you are an intelligent player, and then you can protect yourself. Not to 100% probably, but for the most. Is that why you wear the bandana also?
Yeah, that's a good name for it. Yeah, it's, the doctors say that it might protect a little bit, not all accidents, of course, but small duels with the elbows and head to head, it can protect your head. So I don't feel it's okay for me to play with it. I'm not it's not irritating me or anything. So I think I would do it because I think in some years we will see more players playing with it, even though they haven't had an injury. So.
Kirsten van der Veen, I don't know if you played with her in Rosengård, did you?
Who?
With Kirsten van der Veen from Holland.
Ah, yeah, I played with her.
Kirsten wore also this bandana for almost the same reason.
Yeah, she did. Time. Yeah, she was a good support for me during that.
Let me finally speak a little bit about your engagement, because when have you been to Africa for the last time? And to what country? Because Africa is so big.
Yeah, I was in Zambia and Zimbabwe 1.5 years ago in the summer. But I'm involved in a project in Ghana, so that's the main country that I have been to in Africa. Working with a youth organization that use football and other sports to mobilize young people in Ghana. So that's nice to be part of.
And you spend your holidays there, don't you? This is your holidays when you go there?
Yeah, there was 2 years where I went every summer and winter for some weeks where we had holiday. But very nice to be there and meet the people. Of course, it's difficult now to go there because of Corona. So we will see when I will get back.
But it's definitely something that has got you, so to speak, that you have been there for the first time and you had to go there again, and you want to do something because many people and of course they can do that. They go to Thailand or to Egypt or to Costa Rica, wherever to have a holiday, but you do something special.
Yeah, for me it's so amazing to meet the people there. It always touches me that they have so big dreams, and they are so strong people, even though they are facing difficulties every day. So it really touches me to meet those people, and I've got many friends there. that I'm speaking to also sometimes during the week. So, and it's something I want to work with when I stop my football career, the development of Africa, because I think it's so important, and I can't handle that the world is so unequal, and that's what mostly what drives me, as well as when I meet the people, I really want to do something.
My great English colleague Rich Leverty did a great interview with you last year, and I read this yesterday, and I thought, my God, he has asked already everything, Sophie, and she has answered all the questions, and you talked about him about him as well. But in the end, you say that you're reading a lot. You told him you read a lot, but then I thought you didn't ask what she's reading. What are you reading when you are reading?
Last year I was studying business economics, so that I was reading a lot. Right now I'm reading some reports about the sustainable development goals, political stuff. Then I listen a lot to the radio, like political podcasts and stuff. Of course, it's not reading, but I like reading different things, but mostly political things.
So more non-fiction than fiction, definitely.
Or like when I go to bed, I like reading fiction, because then I don't think too much, I think.
But what kind of, could you recommend, what podcast would you recommend to us if we want to know about the world? What are you listening to regularly?
It's in Danish.
Okay.
It's a program called Orientation.
Okay.
That talks about news, but more deeply the news, what is happening in Denmark and around the world. So, but difficult if you don't speak Danish.
I can at least try to, because I should have some listening comprehension of Danish. Definitely. Okay, man. Yeah. But thank you very much, Sophie, for this talk with you, and I wish you all the best for Sunday, not only for Sunday against Sassuolo, but also for the rest of the season and for the Champions League. And I have never seen a 90-minute game of Juventus, but I tried to somehow.
Thanks too.
Thanks very much, and bye-bye.